Hi, I'm Peter Tragos, host of the Lawyer You Know podcast and YouTube channel. The saying goes, everyone hates lawyers until you need one. Well, I'm here when you need one to answer your questions and give you insight that you didn't know you needed. Along with my partners, Pete Sardis, the professor, who has a finance and business background, and George Tragos, my dad, and the consigliere, a criminal defense giant, we can answer any questions you have. What's up, everybody? It's Peter Tragos, the lawyer you know, and we are back here today to give a Lori Vallow update. A lot is happening in her life, and in her case, we are going to discuss on today's episode. If you're here for the Vallow Daybell content, hit that like button. And based on what her lawyers are trying to do, there may not be quite as much content in the future as we may have been expecting, which we'll discuss in this video and a lot more. The judge has made some decisions on the hearing we broke down in our last Vallow Daybell update. We will discuss that case and more on today's episode. If you haven't subscribed to our page, please take a second and subscribe. Share it with your friends if they are interested in these cases going on around the world. And in case you don't know about the Lori Vallow Chad Daybell case, they are part of what people are calling a religious cult. They had some very mysterious deaths in their family and former relationships before they get married. They end up disappearing and running away to Hawaii while her kids end up disappearing. She does not try to help anybody find them. She talks to people as if life is completely normal. They end up being found dead on the property of Chad Daybell, her new husband, and they have been indicted for those murders and other crimes. Lori Vallow was found incompetent to stand trial for quite a while, but we are moving towards a trial date early in 2023. The prior video, we broke down a hearing where one of the arguments that Lori Vallow's lawyers were making is that counts 1 and 3 were too confusing. They convoluted some different crimes and facts, and they need to go back to the grand jury for more clarification. And the judge has denied their motion, which makes this case continue on toward trial exactly how it is. That would have created a delay. They would have had to brought it before a grand jury. A grand jury would have had to make more decisions. It could have changed potential discovery issues and the timeline of the case and continued this trial. But because the judge denied it, theoretically, we're still on track for that trial. Although, as I've said all along, I would be shocked if Lori Vallow's team did not file a motion to continue this case that was granted eventually by the judge. But other motions being filed by Lori Vallow's counsel is to block cameras in the courtroom for the trial. We have heard this in the OnlyFans case. We heard about this in Johnny Depp, Amber Heard. They tried to do this. They're trying to do it here, and they're trying to do it in other cases. I think this is a motion we are going to see a lot more now than ever since the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard case, because some people think those cameras in the courtroom seriously affected the outcome of the case, or at least affected society and how they looked at and watched this case. Now, the converse of that is our entire system and society was built on openness and things being public and citizens knowing what's going on in their court system and in their country. This is a country, this is a democracy run by the people, and the people should see how it works and should be able to comment on it. Now, they shouldn't be ruining people's life or vilifying people or attacking them or cyber stalking or harassing them or anything like that. We will always condemn that, not be in line with that, not something that's done on this channel. We are here for openness to discuss the legal process. I am here so that all the citizens of the United States and around the world that are interested understand what rights we have as citizens, how our court system works in the criminal justice system and the civil justice system. And I think cameras in the courtroom do help with that, especially cameras during trial, especially if you can listen to lawyers break it down and understand how the process works a little more and have your questions answered as lay people. I am obviously for that and appreciate that and think it can be beneficial. Now, as I've said many times, most of my cases won't have cameras in there, and we would probably file motions to block it because of the clients that want it blocked, medical information that may be coming out, and private information that should not be coming out, like addresses, social security numbers, phone numbers, things like that. And if you can't keep it out of the trial, we think it's a legitimate motion to try to block TV or cameras in the courtroom. But it will be up to the judge. And if the judge says it'll be blocked during certain testimony and not others, or the judge says, no, this is going to be open, then that's the judge's decision, and we'll try the case in front of the court. And I think that's the point, is even if we, as I do, want cameras in the courtroom and think it is beneficial, I think there are certain circumstances where we shouldn't have it. The OnlyFans situation, the judge is not going to block all the discovery that's going to go to the media and be spread out there, and probably not going to block cameras in the courtroom. That was her decision in that case. We will see if it's the same decision in the Lori Vallow case because her lawyers are trying to block these cameras. I think it's going to be denied because Judge Boyce has been pretty vocal on why they have cameras, how he appreciates the transparency through the court system. And I think not that he wants cameras for the show or the celebrity or anything like that, but I think he truly believes, and like I'm saying, it's good for the citizens of the state and the country and this jurisdiction to see how the court system works. And I think every argument has to be weighed on fairness and prejudice and invasion of privacy versus fairness and rights of the public versus rights of the individual defendant or plaintiff or victim in a case. So I think all of that has to be balanced, and I can understand why lawyers have arguments on both sides to this. The state, I believe, is opposing this motion, and we will hear from the judge eventually. There are also multiple media companies, just like the Miami Herald and the OnlyFans case that we discussed. Multiple media outlets are filing their motions, getting their lawyers involved, and fighting to have cameras in the courtroom for the Lori Vallow and Chad Daybell murder trial. So we will see how that shakes out. If I had to guess, I think the judge is going to allow cameras in the courtroom for that trial, and we will be watching it and breaking it down in a respectful way, not condemning anybody before the evidence comes out and not vilifying anybody or attacking anybody online as best as we can, because that doesn't do anything to help it. And like we say, we like to give grace. We like to understand the process. And if we come down and think they're guilty and think that they should be punished for the crimes they committed, that's fine. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about some of the stuff that's, happening to Amber Heard, or some of the stuff that's even happening to Johnny Depp, or some other people that are being publicly vilified because of something that happened in a court case, which is everybody's constitutional right, including Lori Vallow. She has a constitutional right to have her case tried before a jury and not just do whatever the state or the government or the cops say that she did or believe that she did. And she's exercising that constitutional right. We obviously believe in that. We fight for constitutional rights of our clients literally every second of every day on all sides, on all kinds of cases. Lastly, another interesting twist here, and go back and watch the playlist of videos if you want to deep dive and break down into all the history of these two families, how they got together, what happened to the ex-wife of Chad Daybell, what happened to the ex-husband of Lori Vallow, what happened to Lori Vallow's brother, what Lori Vallow's brother may or may not be involved in some of this, and what's happened with all of their kids. It is a crazy story, which is why I think a lot of people are interested in it, but a lot of interesting legal angles, especially with competence to stand trial versus insanity plea, which she did not plea. So there's a lot of interesting nuances, but the wild ride of this family has not ended. One of Lori Vallow's sons, named Colby Jordan Ryan, has just been arrested on 2 counts of S assault. And if you remember from the Johnny Depp case what S assault stands for, you will remember that's what it is. But for the algorithm, I've tried to keep the crude language out as much as possible. Sometimes it's difficult with the types of topics we talk about in the cases that are going around the country. But the facts of this case is that Colby Ryan and his wife were living separately, and they were separated. Then they came back together and they started consensually kissing, according to the statement of both of them. But then his wife said to stop, and he didn't. And he continued on all the way, even though she continuously asked him to stop. Then she went into the room and locked the door. He slept on a couch. She slept in the room. And he apologized and cried to his wife and admitted that he raped her. Later, he makes similar admissions to law enforcement, and the victim makes similar statements to law enforcement, and therefore he was arrested. And now he is facing 2 counts of S assault. So we will follow that case as well. If you guys are interested, let me know if you're interested in Lori's son's case. But this just adds to the circus that is this family or these families in this case. And if you remember, Colby Ryan has already made statements publicly about JJ Vallow and Tylee Ryan, which are his sister and brother, or, at least half siblings. He made statements that he thought his mom would die for the kids. But after he spoke to her a few times, he knew something wasn't right. When he told her that, he talked to detectives about it. She said, "Don't worry about it. I'll take care of it. Love you." And then he said he was done when he saw Chad Daybell and Lori Vallow walking around Hawaii without the kids while the kids are missing, seemingly without a care in the world. So he has kind of come out at first in favor and backing his mom, now kind of condemning her and Chad Daybell. So it seems like he is not necessarily on their side, But he's been speaking publicly about this case. He knows there are a lot of eyes on him. He knows things are going on. I'm sure it's difficult and with what's going on with his siblings or step siblings and his mother and stepdad. And that may have added to his issues with his marital relationship that led to bad decisions and the situation he is in now. So no rest for the wicked, basically, at this point. And the Vallow Daybell family continues to find itself in trouble. And again, Lori Vallow and Chad Daybell are not the only other ones facing criminal charges, or at least to have faced criminal charges at some point in this case, as Lori Vallow's brother also had. And there are mysterious facts surrounding so many deaths in this family. And now yet another crime, and a physical crime and a heinous crime coming down for Lori Vallow's son that maybe he'll plead to, since he already made admissions to his wife and law enforcement. But we will see what happens with that. It just never ceases to amaze me, all of the things that are going on in this case and that continue to go on. There is another hearing next week. I believe it's September 15th, I believe is the next hearing, where we're going to hear about the cameras in the courtroom and the media in the courtroom and surrounding this case. If you want me to break down that hearing or the outcome of that hearing, let me know in the comments, and let me know by liking the video. And as always, on your way out, hit that like button and subscribe to our page if you haven't already. We are inching our way. We're like 50 subscribers from 138,000, which will continue our slow climb to 150K, where we'll do a lot more giveaways and things of that nature. So thank you for everybody that's been along with this ride for us. Let us know what you think of the content. Get in the community page to tell us what you think the next big case is to discuss, because we love to get our content ideas and information from the subscribers and the members. If you want to join the membership, the link is in the video description, so you can go ahead and click join there for some members only chats and fun and polls that we do on the community page. But that's all we got for this video. Thanks for joining us. Until next time. Thanks for watching this episode of The Lawyer You Know. If you like this content, please share it with your friends. Make sure you subscribe to our page and like our videos. If you want some interaction, get in the comments and we'll be sure to get back to you. If you want to know any more information about our firm or this page, you can find out in the description or visit tragoslaw.com. We post multiple times throughout the week, so make sure you hit that bell so you can get the notification and not miss out on the next episode.